have everything cut and measured. My front of my blanket and this back minky part that I'm using match up pretty good enough anyways for a person who hates measuring. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay down the minky so that this is the soft side, the side that we're going to want facing out. And as you can see, this is the side we're going to want to be the inside of the blanket. And this is where it gets a little tricky because we're going to do it reverse of how you would think, because we're going to make our seam hidden. So I have this laid down, and then I take my blanket, this is the front side of my blanket, and I'm also going to put we'll call this the front and the front sides of the fabrics, and I'm going to lay this over top, and I have it laid all the way flat. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it up over here. You can see it needs to be evened out. I'm going to trim it up a little bit, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to pin all the way around the edge so that it's nice and it's held in place nice while I take it over to my machine. I don't have to worry about the back. Now this minky fabric sometimes can be a little bit stretchy, so I found that the more pins you use, the more it holds into place. Also, when you're sewing, to hold it down as you go so that it doesn't stretch. This one doesn't have as much stretch as some of them I use, but so that's what we're going to do. If you use a stretchier fabric, the more pins, the easier it will be, and the more it will prevent bunching. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this, and then we're going to take it over to the machine. Alright, so we're going to start on the first side of the blanket, just a regular straight stitch, and I'm holding it down, and as I go, I'm going to take out my pins. I'm starting at the bottom of the blanket first, and the thing that I love most about this type of blanket is there's no binding you have to do. I'll show you how we finish it once we get to that point, but there's no binding, no quilting. It's just going to be a nice, soft, snuggly blanket. So I'm going to do this whole bottom strip, and then I'll show you what to do when I get to the next side, when we get to the corner, as soon as I get there. Alright, so I turned the corner already, and I'm working on the second side. Again, taking out the pins. Now what is important, the only thing that's really important to remember besides the straight stitching is we need to leave a hole about the size to be able to reach your hand in there. So I usually do that on the second side just so I don't forget. So I'm going to do that right now. I did just a little bit into the blanket. I'm going to back stitch, cut my thread, and I'm going to move it up just about a big enough gap to be able to fit my hand in there. Again, I don't really measure, I just kind of make it work. And then I'm going to start again, leaving that hole wide open, and I'm going to continue on now all the way around the blanket until I get back to my original stitch, leaving that gap open, and I'll show you how we're going to close that in a second. I've sewn all the way around my blanket, leaving that one little hole, which I'm going to try and find now. I thought, oh, is that it? No. Sorry, usually I have it marked better. Maybe it's on this side. Oh, here it is. Okay, so here's that hole, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my hand in there, and I reach all the way through to the opposite corner, and you just pull it out. Now you're going to slowly flip the blanket so that the other side, the side you want, the right side, is going to be facing out. Let's see if I can get it all the way through this hole, and then once I have it through the hole, the reason I leave it big enough for my hand is so that I can stick my hand in and push the corners out so that you get a nice crisp corner, or you could stick in a pen if you want your corners to be even tighter too. So we have it all set like that. Now we have to go back through and seal the hole. So I can take my hand out and I will show you how we will do that. The blanket is facing the right way. I'm going to put the top up. Sometimes for this part I change my color thread, but right now I have in gray, so I'm going to keep that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna stitch around the outside, and it's gonna seal it, and it's gonna hold the blanket down. I like to use a decorative stitch for that, just like a little squiggly line. So we're gonna use that one for this. Now on this side is the side that my hole is. So I just want to keep holding it down as I go. And it's going to stitch over top, holding it in place. We'll get all the way down to the bottom, and I'll show you. And it's okay to have this sticking out because it's just like a little edge then. It's furry, it gives it a little bit more movement, a little bit of a border. So we're going to go all the way down, and right here I'm coming up on my hole, so I'm going to pinch it and I'm going to hold it so when I get to it, it stays folded under. So that's how we're going to do that part.